For example, analyze and sketch the graph of the function 2 times x squared minus 9 over x squared minus 4. Recall that to find the domain, we want to find the restrictions, and in this case, the restrictions would be where the denominator would equal 0. So we start by solving for the zeros of the denominator. X squared minus 4 cannot equal 0. So solving for x, we will end up with x squared equals or not equal to 4, taking the square root of both sides. Remember that we're taking the square root to affix the plus and minus, so we'll have x cannot equal to positive or negative 2. And we write the domain usually with an interval notation, which will help us later. In interval notation, the domain would be negative infinity to negative 2, union negative 2 to 2, union 2 to infinity. And aside from the domain, we were also able to find the vertical asymptote just by finding the zero of the denominator. So we have the vertical asymptote as x equals plus or minus 2. Now we'll go ahead and find the horizontal asymptote by finding the limit of the function as x approaches positive or negative infinity. Since there are no square roots in the function, the limit will be the same as x approaches positive or negative infinity. So to find the limit at infinity, we divide the numerator and denominator by x squared. And so the result will be equal to 2, since 9 over x squared and 4 over x squared will both approach 0. So our horizontal asymptote then would be y equals 2. Next would be finding any symmetry. So to find symmetry, we replace each x with negative x and see the result. So if I replace each x with negative x, since all the x's are being squared, it will be simplified to the original function. So it goes back to its original function, which means it's even. The function is even. And so there would be a symmetry about the y-axis. Next would be finding some intercepts. So to find an x-intercept, we set y equals 0. So we set the whole function equal to 0. essentially we just need to set the numerator equal to 0, and solving for x will give us positive or negative 3. And so our x-intercepts would be positive or negative 3, 0. Next, we'll find the y-intercept. To do that, we replace all the x's with 0 and find y. So we have replacing all x's with 0. We are going to have 2 times negative 9 over negative 4, which will be 9/2. And so the y-intercept would be 0, 9/2. Notice that I boxed all the important parts of the graph because we are going to use all of them later.